Hello and welcome to Tappy's Talents and Topics. I'm your host Alex, and today I'm going to be restoring this hand plane with just a bit of vinegar and a lot of sandpaper. Let's see what we can do. So for certain reasons, I will be doing this entire project in the hallway of my apartment facing the door. So, as you can see, this plane has quite a bit of personality. It's got paint and rust. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but it needs quite a bit of love. So I'm going to be taking this apart and I will be putting it in a container of vinegar overnight, at least. See how it is in the morning. It's going to be overnight for me, but it's going to be a few seconds for you. Let's take this apart and see how it goes. So I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to take off the other cap. As you see, it's got paint and very, very rusty. Got the iron chip breaker. This one, I'm pretty I'll take this through. And this iron on the quarter cap is in way better shape than I was expecting. I'm going to take out this screw. This screw up front. I'll take out the front knob. That's just probably not good. I don't know if you can see, but there's a giant crack all the way through that. I'll have to get a new one in the future. A little bit of brass on the screw. See if I can't get that off later. I'll take off the tote because we're handled. Oh, shoot. Butter. That's the tote. It's in actually really good shape since it's not refreshing. That's not good. And finally is the fog. There's always some shadings down there. These are our administration. Alright, so it's been about 17 hours. About 10 hours in, or 12 hours in, I should say. I took the two brass caps out and dried them off, cleaned them off with some soap to deactivate the vinegar. So now I'm going to take the rest of the parts out. I'll hose them off and scrub them off, deactivate the vinegar off camera. So let's see what they look like. Alright. Got the frog. Oh yeah, that rust is just rubbing off. The lever cap. The iron. That over there. Plain body. Even that paint's coming off. That's nice. Chip breaker, which that rust might not come out so easily. The tote screw. The knob screw. What is that washer? Two screws for the frog. The I'll be honest, I don't know what the name of this screw is. And finally, our last little knob. So I'm gonna go dump this vinegar in the toilet because no one wants that. And I will rinse these off and... Alright, so I've cleaned everything off, and at this point I have two options. I can reassemble the plane and as is and wait for my Scary Sharp system to come in, or I can take the sandpaper I have and try and polish some of these parts. I think I'm going to go with the polishing. So I'm going to see if I can edit this to speed it up, and I'm going to see if I can put a timer to show how long it actually took me to do this. So let's see how this goes. All right, I've got my phone here plugged in, ready to start my timer, because I'm going to do this in 10-minute intervals, see how long it takes me. And I'm going to start with the still pretty bad lever cap. Actually, you see that? Somehow it started re-rusting as it was drying after being taken out of the vinegar. So I am starting with 240. Okay, it's been just shy of 10 minutes, and as you can see, it's so much better. You can see the light practically behind me, from me I should say. Hey guys, it's the next day, and I am at my parents' house actually, trying to get some advice. So I'm going to not be filming because I want to respect my parents' privacy, but I will be taking pictures of my progress throughout the grits. I'm only going to be working on the cap iron here, or the lever cap I should say, sorry. And I will try and get that as good as I can today, and I'll do everything else in my apartment as I intended with just sandpaper. I will see you guys in the next couple days. See ya. All right, so little update. I'm back from my parents' house, got some good advice, some good sandpaper, some of the missing grits I should say. And now today I finally got my float glass in. I don't have anything to stick it to or remove it when I need to change grits. So I'm going to just put some sandpaper down on it and work with what I got. So I'm going to reassemble the plane and start flattening the sole and the sides. So let's do that quick. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that flat tonight. So I'm gonna stop here. This was a good experiment. I'm gonna come back tomorrow after work. All right, so it's been about 2 days since I last saw you guys, but for you it's been about 10 seconds. A little magic vanity. So I have been flattening the sole, and as you can see by my leftover Sharpie, I got a long ways to go. I have worn out about 2 to 3 pieces of 80 grit sandpaper sanding this thing, and I'm about to lose my damn mind. So I took a break, disassembled it, and I flattened the frog. So it's all shiny now. Before it was painted, I coated this in WD-40 as a rust preventer, so that should keep it from rusting, hopefully. Not much else has worked out for me so far. So I'm about ready to reassemble the plane and get back to flattening the sole. Wish me luck, I'm gonna need it. So what most people would do is they would actually stop here and get rid of it. I'm not most people. I'm gonna finish this thing if it kills me. And I've already been ready to throw this plane out a window once. So I didn't film flattening to 400 grit. I'm at 800 grit right now. There's no good way to film this the way I am right now, so I'll just show you guys my progress when I'm done. All right, see you in a minute. Hard to see with this camera, but one right there and one right there that actually goes over the sides. I'm back at my parents' house. It's been about a week for me. It's been another 10 seconds for you. It took a total of 9 hours or more to flatten this plane. I lost track of time. And when I finished flattening it, I noticed there were 2 cracks in the casting. All right, so I got it as good as it's gonna get on both sides. It's still really dirty, but That's got a pretty good shine to it already. So I'm about to hit this with 1000 grit as soon as it comes off my glass. So I will be back in a bit. Alright, so since I saw you guys last, I did get it flattened to and shined up to 1000 grit. I wasn't satisfied and I was frustrated, so I walked away and just let it sit for about a week. When I came back to it yesterday, it was rusting again on the sole. So what I'm going to do is start all over. So let's get to it. But again, I will not be filming this. I am actually no longer going to be sitting on the floor. I'll be doing this on my counter. It's in such a tight corner that there's no way to film. So I will try and take pictures. I can't even talk. I'm so frustrated with this. I will see you in a bit. So I finished sanding to 80 grit again. And now it's quite a bit nicer. You can see all my smudgy handprints from getting covered in dust. So now I'm going to go up to 150. Let's do this. So I'm going to take that up to 225 grit, or 250, I forget what grit I got still. And then I'm going to polish the blade as much as I can. And then I'll see what I can do with it. But this is not going to be as shiny as I thought it would be. It's not going to work. As you can see, it's not going well. Bottom's actually looking decent. Those cracks are still annoying me. And there's more pitting. Hello and welcome back. It's a new day. I'm at my parents' house again. I've almost finished sanding to 150 grit. Trying to remember my grits. So let's take a look at her. Alright, so I came up with an idea that's going to be cheating a lot, but I'm going to use my diamond sharpening stones to get up to 400 and 1000 grit. So I just want to be done with this project at this point and get this video out because it's been